A massive LNG tanker, the Kharaitiyat, sails towards a routine journey. Marks the first of its kind since the war on Iran began, signaling a complex and fragile moment in regional geopolitics. On Saturday, May 9th, the Qatari LNG tanker Kharaitiyat departed Qatar's Ras Laffan terminal, setting a course for Port Qasim in Pakistan. This specific voyage carries significant weight. A successful transit would be the first by a Qatari LNG tanker through the Strait of Hormuz since the onset of the war on Iran. Qatar of liquefied natural gas. A significant portion of passage through the Strait of the Persian Gulf. By recent events, prior Iranian attacks have already crippled 17% of Qatar's LNG export capacity, with repairs estimated to sideline 12.8 million tons per year for 3 to 5 years. This makes any movement through the strait a high-stakes calculation defined by a tense maritime environment. Iran's Revolutionary Guards previously demonstrated other Qatar LNG tankers, Al-Dayan and Rashida, on April 6th. They were instructed to hold position without explanation, creating a precedent of uncertainty. Adding another layer of complexity, the U.S. Navy maintains a blockade of the Strait of Hormuz, specifically targeting Iranian ships and ports. This involves a dual strategy, an inshore squadron operating closer to the choke point, backed by a heavier fleet presence further back, ready to respond. This overlapping presence creates a dynamic and volatile theater for any vessel attempting passage. This isn't just a commercial transaction. It's a test of regional de-escalation, happening in one of the world's most contested waterways. The Kharaitiyat itself is a substantial vessel, managed by Naval Shipping Qatar Ltd., sailing under the Marshall Islands flag. Its sheer size underscores its importance, with a cargo capacity of 211,986 cubic meters. Its destination, Port Qasim in Pakistan, highlights a critical energy need. Pakistan is grappling with an urgent gas shortage, driving its discussions with Iran to secure passage for a limited number of LNG tankers through the strait. This bilateral energy crisis has become a diplomatic leverage point. Crucially, Iran has approved this specific shipment. Open sources suggest this approval is intended to help build confidence with both Qatar and Pakistan, with Iran actively coordinating the first vessel's safe passage. This marks a distinct shift from previous actions. The contrast with the April 6th incidents is stark. Just weeks prior, the Al-Dayan and Rashida were summarily stopped, with no public explanation. This time, the Kharaitiyat's journey is a result of direct engagement and explicit Iranian consent. What shifted in Tehran's calculus to allow this passage after previous halts? The Revolutionary Guards Navy, or IRGC Navy, still possesses a credible anti-ship capability. Their arsenal primarily includes drones, anti-ship missiles launched from mobile platforms, and armed fast attack craft. This capability remains a constant threat to commercial shipping. Indeed, a number of merchant vessels have been hit by the IRGC Navy in recent days. These incidents underscore the IRGC's willingness to use force and maintain pressure in the Gulf. Against this backdrop, the U.S. Navy's blockade strategy is designed to counter these threats. Their inshore squadron aims to directly challenge Iranian vessels, while the heavier fleet provides a strategic deterrent from further back. This layered security posture shapes the risk assessment for every vessel in the strait. The U.S. Navy has demonstrated its confidence in countering the IRGC Navy's threat by repeatedly sending Arleigh Burke destroyers through the Strait of Hormuz and back. These transits are tactical assertions of freedom of navigation and a display of force projection. Based on observations, very few, if any, mines appear to have been laid in the Strait of Hormuz. This reduces one significant, unpredictable threat, allowing more conventional naval deterrence to take precedence. The Strait of Hormuz remains a zone of calculated risk, where deterrence is constantly being reevaluated. The Kharaitiyat's passage, therefore, is not a sign of fundamental change, but rather a specific, negotiated exception within a highly militarized environment. This single, approved transit by the Al-Kharaitiyat suggests a narrow, tactical window for de-escalation or cooperation between Iran, Qatar, and Pakistan. It indicates Iran's willingness to make specific, limited concessions for diplomatic or economic gain, even amidst ongoing conflict. Pakistan's urgent energy needs have likely played a key role in facilitating this dialogue, positioning Islamabad as a beneficiary and potentially a quiet mediator in this limited détente. However, the overall security environment remains defined by persistent tension and the robust U.S. naval presence. This transit does not signal a broader opening for all shipping or a resolution to the underlying conflict. Moving forward, observers will watch for several indicators. Will this limited approval extend to more Qatari LNG tankers, or is it a one-off gesture? How will the U.S. Navy interpret and potentially respond to this Iranian-approved transit, especially given its blockade posture? And could this specific energy deal lead to broader, albeit cautious, discussions on maritime security or energy transit in the Gulf? Many questions remain unanswered. The precise nature of the coordination between Iran, Qatar, and Pakistan is not fully public. The long-term implications for Qatar's damaged LNG capacity and how this limited passage might factor into recovery are still unclear. And the full extent of the U.S. Navy's engagement rules regarding such specific, negotiated transits remains a critical, undefined variable. The Al-Kharaitiyat's passage through the Strait of Hormuz is a delicate balancing act, highlighting both ongoing tensions and specific, if limited, diplomatic openings. Sources for everything are linked below. If you want longer breakdowns of these complex geopolitical situations, our newsletter is in the description.